Hello everyone, welcome to Drawing 1 and Drawing 2 for the Spring Second 8-Week course for Spring of 2021. My name is Sam Swihart and I will be your professor for this class. A little bit about myself, I, like you, started out at TCC. I went on to the University of North Texas where I received my Bachelor's of Fine Arts in Drawing and Painting, and then my Master's of Fine Art in Painting from Colorado State University. Now, in addition to drawing and painting, I also have degrees in history, art history, and aesthetic philosophy. So I'm pretty well rounded in the realm of art there. I am a professional artist myself. If you're interested in seeing my work, you can check out my website at www.samswihart.com, or you can check me out on Instagram at samswihartartist. Okay, so a little bit of shameless self-promotion there, but that being said, this is going to be a syllabus video, so I'm going to go over the syllabus. I do apologize that I'm going to cover both the Drawing 1 and Drawing 2 syllabuses at the same time. The information in them is pretty much exactly the same. The only major difference is that, you're going to have different requirements and different due dates and things. But once again, I strongly suggest that you guys go and download your own personal copies of the syllabus from the syllabus page on our Blackboard page for your own personal reference. Not only does it have pertinent information about the course, it also has my contact info as well as the supply list, important dates, your percentage breakdown for grading, and all of that kind of stuff. So that being said, I'm going to cover most of the general information on the syllabus in this video, and then I suggest that you go and look over your individual syllabi for the specific information to Drawing 1 or Drawing 2. I'll touch on it a little bit in this video, but that being said, so this is Arts 1316-38100 Drawing 1, as well as Arts 1317-38100 Drawing 2. So Drawing 1 is 1316, Drawing 2 is 1317, and 38100 is our section number. Now, this class is going to be conducted asynchronously because it's online, but we're also not going to be meeting in person, and we're not going to be meeting via Zoom calls or anything like that. Now, the point of this is hopefully so that you can conform the class to your own personal schedules a little better, because we won't have a set meeting time and everything like that. However, the class will run between March the 22nd and May the 12th of 2021. So it's 8 weeks. It's going to be very fast paced. Now, because this course is being conducted remotely and asynchronously, we will not have a set meeting time, and we will not be meeting on a conference call. I will be posting our coursework to our class Blackboard page on Mondays and Wednesdays, unless otherwise specified. Your assignments will normally be due by midnight or end of day on Tuesdays and Thursdays, unless otherwise specified. So make sure that you pay attention to the assignment sheets and everything like that, the announcements, because they will have the due dates on them, all right? Now, I want to make something very, very clear, all right? I want to make the time commitment to this class abundantly clear, all right? Under normal circumstances, this class would be a 3-hour class twice a week for 6 hours of in-class time, okay? And on top of that 6 hours of class time, you would also be expected to do work outside of class as well, okay? So you need to commit at least 8 hours to this class throughout the week, okay? Now, this can be across, a multitude of days and whatnot. However, this is the basic time requirement, because if we were in class, in person, this is how much time would be expected of you. So if we look at the syllabus, both syllabus, regardless, have these two statements at the top. So once again, I am going to expect a lot of work out of you guys, all right? The best way to become good at drawing is to practice, practice, practice. I did not become good overnight. I've been doing this for over 20 years, okay? So, that being said, this class, both Drawing 1 and Drawing 2, will be primarily focused on achieving representational accuracy. However, there will be chances for self-expression throughout the assignments as well. So even though our goal is to be realistic or as realistic as possible, that doesn't mean that you won't be able to express yourselves in a variety of ways through the assignments, okay? So just keep that in mind. Now for Drawing 1, there is no prerequisite. However, Drawing 2, it's recommended that you have taken Arts 1311 as well as Arts 1316 before this. So if you're in Drawing 2 and you haven't done Drawing 1 yet, see me, because that's going to be an issue. All right. Now below that, oh, I'm sorry about this. You'll see my name as well as my contact information. Now, under normal circumstances, my office would be WFAB 1146A. However, since we are not in person, that is not going to apply. However, my office hours will be Monday through Friday from 1 to 4 p.m. Now, in lieu of physical office hours, I will do my best to reply to email within the above time frame as soon as possible. So I actively check my email multiple times a day. However, I will also try to respond to emails outside of those hours in a timely manner. However, I cannot guarantee evenings and weekends. So if you send me an email at 10 o'clock on a Friday night, you're probably not going to get a response until sometime on Saturday, okay? So just keep that in mind. Now below there, you will see my email, that is samuel.swihart@my.tcc.edu. This is the official email that is used by the campus. Every email, every announcement that you get from me will come via this email. I ask that you send emails through this. If you're trying to send an email from your personal account like Gmail or Yahoo, sometimes the MyTCC email doesn't like to accept that, and it gets put into a spam folder or something, and then I don't know that you emailed me. So just please, 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 please use the my.tcc.edu web or email, okay? I can't stress it enough. I'm sure you can hear my frustration a little bit. I've had a lot of issues with it lately, or with people not sending to that email. Now, class communications. Please direct any and all questions you might have about the course to my email. I will try my best to respond to your inquiries in a timely manner. While I will do my best to answer email during the above mentioned office hours in a timely manner, I cannot guarantee a timely response in evenings or on weekends. However, I will try my best to reply to emails sent during non-office hours as soon as possible. All right? Additionally, I ask that you use your my.tccd.edu email addresses for all course communication. This will help to ensure that I receive your emails, as personal email accounts may not be recognized by the my.tccd.edu server. All course announcements and communications will be done using the my.tccd.edu email account. Once again, I cannot stress it enough. Furthermore, in addition to sending announcements to your my.tccd.edu email, I will also post announcements on the announcements page of our course Blackboard page. You'll see, if you go to Blackboard, there will be a menu on the left-hand side, and you should see announcements there. It also should come up automatically when you open the course page. Now, I would also strongly suggest that you register to receive text or email alerts from Blackboard when a new announcement or content is added to the Blackboard page. So there are instructions through, you just go and change your settings on WebAdvisor, and you can receive not only alerts from Blackboard, but also alerts from the college as well. Which brings us to, sorry, I'm going to have to keep scrolling down on you here. Brings us to college alerts. So you can register to receive emergency alerts via text. Log into WebAdvisor at the provided email, and you can update your preferences there. Now, weather and school closures. Sometimes the school has emergency closings, as we've seen recently. We will have class unless the whole campus officially closes. So unless you get the text message or call from TCC saying that all campuses are closed, we will have class. I will post course material, okay? Now, for weather updates and closing announcements, keep an eye on the school's website, so tccd.edu, or the school's Facebook page, as well as the WFAA or website for official closure announcements. So you can also register to receive alerts about the weather via call or text message by changing your preferences at the WHA Web Advisor website there. Okay, so aside from that, course content. I want you to all note that I, as your instructor, reserve the right to alter the content of this syllabus during the course of the semester according to the needs of the course. I do not intend to make alterations to the course unless absolutely necessary. Okay? If made, these alterations will most likely be simple, such as the date of, due date, those kinds of things. However, I will give you adequate notice ahead of time via your TCCD or your MyTCC email addresses, okay? So that being said, because this course will be taught asynchronously through Blackboard, we will not have a normal in-person procedure. As such, your day-to-day participation in the course will go something like this, okay? And I've got a breakdown of how it's going to work. So I will post each lesson on Blackboard underneath the lessons page on Mondays and Wednesdays, accompanied by an announcement, on the announcement page as well. Each lesson will contain a link to a video demonstration. There might be 2 demos or videos as well. One might be about concepts, whereas the other is an actual drawing demo. You'll also usually find a list of key terms, so vocabulary. That'll be a downloadable, page for you. Most of the vocabulary will be gone over in the concept demo video and everything like that. So in addition to that, you'll also find an assignment sheet with instructions for the assignment, as well as a link to a discussion board where you can upload pictures of your drawings for group feedback. Okay? Now, you will complete the aforementioned tasks and submit them by midnight end of day on Tuesdays and Thursdays unless otherwise specified. So make sure that you look at the due dates that are on the assignment sheets, okay? So keep that in mind. If we scroll down a little bit more. For each assignment, you will upload a photo of your drawing to the class discussion board. You will also send a photo of your drawing to me. You will receive a tentative grade as well as feedback on your drawing from myself. And then the discussion board, you will also get feedback from your peers. Now, you will have an opportunity to make revisions to your drawing and resubmit them at the end of the semester for a revised grade. So basically how this is going to work is you submit your assignment, I'm going to give you a grade as well as feedback. Now, if you're happy with the grade, by all means, you can keep it, okay? But if you're unhappy with it, you can take my feedback, you can alter your drawing and resubmit your drawings in a portfolio at the end of the semester, and I'll update your grades from there, okay? So the only thing that this isn't really going to affect is the kind of final 2 projects, which will be due for final critique. But by that point, hopefully, you'll have gotten enough feedback from me that you'll get decent grades from the get-go. Now, I'm going to read the course descriptions for both Drawing 1 and Drawing 2 really quick. So, course descriptions for Drawing 1. This is a foundation studio course exploring drawing with an emphasis on descriptive, expressive, and conceptual approaches. Students will learn to see and interpret a variety of subjects while using diverse materials and techniques. Coursework will facilitate a dialogue in which students will engage in critical analysis and begin to develop their understanding of drawing as a discipline. Now, Drawing 2, course description. The studio course exploring, this is a studio course exploring drawing with continued emphasis on descriptive, expressive, and conceptual approaches. Students will further develop their ability to see and interpret a variety of subjects using a diverse materials and techniques. Coursework will facilitate a dialogue in which students will employ critical analysis to broaden their understanding of drawing as a discipline as well. So both pretty much the same. I'm not going to burden you with all of the course goals and learning outcomes for each. You can read those individually as you know, on your own and everything like that, okay? So skipping forward here just a little bit. So let's go to course assessment. So course assessment. Student success is measured by a variety of assessment techniques aligned with course goals and learning outcomes. Individual faculty members are responsible for designing evaluation instruments to measure students' mastery of the course goals and learning outcomes and indicate the nature of such evaluation instruments in the instructor's class requirements. And we'll go over that here in just a second. So I have a grading rubric for you guys as well. Now, course evaluation. All assignments will be graded on a 100-point scale. Only your final letter grade will be reported to the registrar. All individual grades will be available on Blackboard, okay? So, grading. I want you to know that I'm not going to be grading you on your abilities to actually draw. Now, drawing 2, you're a little different because I assume that you can already draw somewhat, but generally speaking, for both classes, my grading is going to be based on things like work ethic, understanding of project objectives, improvement during the semester, class participation, craftsmanship, creative problem solving, and as well as your assignments being turned in on time. 10% will be deducted for a project final grade for each class period that the assignment is late. So don't turn in late work. Turn in everything by the due date, okay? Now, that being said, once again, you know, I'm really going to be grading you based on, you know, your understanding of the project objectives, your work ethic, your craftsmanship. You know, does it look like you actually tried versus, you know, does it look like you threw it together, you know, like 2 minutes before it was due? Okay, and you know, you think you can fool me, but you can't. Like, you know, I am a professional artist. I know what 60 hours of work into one drawing looks like versus 6 minutes of work into one drawing, okay? So, you know, just make sure you're actually doing it. Actually try. As long as you actually try in this class, I guarantee that you will be successful, okay? So just keep that in mind. But here I also have, and this will be available on Blackboard, a breakdown. This is the general rubric that I'll be using to grade all of your assignments, both drawing 1 and drawing 2, okay? So grading is based on the following criteria. Once again, work ethic, understanding of project objectives, improvement during the semester, craftsmanship, creative problem solving, and assignments being turned in on time. So, all assignments and projects will be graded using the following criteria. Each of the 4 sections is worth a total of 2.5 points each for a total of 10 points. Achieving 10 points will be equivalent to receiving 100. 9 points and 90, 8 points and 80, etc., etc., okay? Now, the 4 points that I have here, does the work exhibit understanding of the project objectives and requirements? Possible 2.5 points. Was the work submitted by the given deadline? Does the work exhibit an appropriate level of craftsmanship and creative problem solving? And does the work exhibit overall improvement over the course of the project timeline? So, you know, once again, we are going to be basing it off of this criteria. You will receive, you know, a kind of your 10 points and then what that translates into. So this will be available online just for your reference, but this is how I'm going to be grading all of your assignments, okay? Now, that being said, course assessments for drawing 1, 48% of your overall grade is going to be based on assignments, okay? Now, 42% of your overall grade are going to be based on projects, all right? Now, there are 8 lesser assignments. They're worth 6% each, and there are 4 more major projects. Now, these projects are listed as assignments number 7, 9, 11, and 12. Once again, these are more toward the end of the semester, but they'll be worth just a little bit extra. Each one is worth 10.5%. But I also want you to know that you're going to have more time for those 4 projects as well. All right. So aside from that, 5% of your grade is going to be based on attendance. So for each assignment, you're also going to have a sketchbook. As long as you turn in the assignment in the sketchbook, you'll get attendance credit. Okay. And then 5% of your overall grade is going to be based on participation. Once again, this is going to be based on, did you turn in the assignment? Did you submit a photo to the discussion board? Did you participate in the discussion board, etc., etc., okay? Now, for drawing 2, your course assessment is going to be a little different. Your grade, 60% of your overall grade is going to be based on 4 major projects, one every 2 weeks. 20% of your grade is going to be based on an outside project, which I'll submit or I'll assign at the beginning of the semester, but it will not be due until the end, okay? And then 20% is going to be based on your attendance and participation. So are you submitting, your sketchbooks and everything like that? Now, your attendance and participation has a little bit more weight to it because you guys are going to be, a little bit more independent in your assignments and everything like that. Now, I will still post video lectures and all of that. However, you guys are just going to have a little bit more autonomy there. So keep that in mind. Now, attendance. So, all students are expected and required to attend all meetings regularly and on time. Now, once again, time doesn't mean anything for us, but once again, you need to be participating in the coursework. So, once again, I'll post everything on Mondays and Wednesdays, and you'll have until the due dates to turn everything in, to review everything, etc., etc. If you are absent, you are responsible for all assignments and announcements that you might have missed, okay? Now, for the 8-week course, you are allowed a maximum of 2 absences throughout the semester. These absences include all reasons: sickness, car accidents, and other emergencies. These 2 absences are strictly confidential, and I do not require doctor's notes for them. You get 2 for free. After that, that's when I'm going to start asking you for notes and things, okay? I will, however, ask you for a doctor's note or some other proof of absence should you be absent for a prolonged period of time. I would recommend that you be proactive and contact me if you think you might be in danger of missing a significant portion of our class, okay? So that way we can come up with some kind of arrangement for the completion of your coursework. Now, that being said, I want you to be successful in this class, okay? And once again, you get 2 absences where you don't have to, submit anything or whatnot. They're free, okay? However, after that, it's going to start, dropping your attendance grade, okay? So, that being said, I'm not without a heart. Like, once again, if you come down with something or you have a death in the family or something, just shoot me an email and let me know, hey, I'm gonna be absent for 2 or 3 days. Like, could you cut me a little slack on that? Sure, no problem. All right. So excessive absences will automatically drop your grade by an entire letter grade for each absence beyond the allotted 2. So you may be dropped from the course at the discretion of the instructor for excessive absences. However, I'm not without empathy for illness, family tragedies, etc. If you are presented with such a situation, once again, please make an effort to contact me and we'll try to come up with some kind of alternative or some resolution, okay? So once again, I want you to be successful. Once again, if you got 3 absences, it's not necessarily going to hurt you. I mean, your participation attendance grade is going to drop to like a 90, but once again, you can still pull off an A in the class. But if you're in the realm of 5 or 6 absences, I absolutely have the right to drop you at any point, okay? Now, I would also like to preface that I do not like to drop anyone for going over 1 or 2 absences or the allotted absences. However, I will drop you without hesitation if you start to get into the realm of 6 or more, okay? So once again, and that's if you haven't contacted me and let me know, hey, I'm having issues, can we work out when I can turn in this stuff late? That's when I'm going to drop you without hesitation, okay? So once again, if you feel like you're going to be absent for a while, or you've already been absent for 2 or 3 days, or you've missed some deadlines and whatnot, please, 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 I cannot stress enough, send me an email and ask me. I'm not a bad guy. I'm not mean about this. I know I'm driving this home really hard right now, but you don't know the number of students I've had who don't email me, and I end up having to drop or fail them because they were too afraid to talk to me, okay? I'm not an intimidating guy, all right? So, withdrawal. I apologize. You guys have been looking at this for a while. Withdrawal. So, your instructor may automatically drop you after 2 absences. If you want to be dropped, it is your responsibility to confirm and or drop officially yourself. If you have missed 2 classes and do not want to be dropped, be sure to contact your instructor to stay in contact about your absences. So once again, I can't stress that enough. I cannot, however, drop you on my end until you hit 2 absences. So if you want to withdraw from the class before you have 2 absences, you need to do this yourself. And if you look, I also have a web link here where you can go and it will give you instructions on how to do that. So, you might want to drop for a variety of reasons. You might not be enjoying the class. You might want your tuition refund, all that kind of stuff. So that would be reasons why you might drop yourself. However, once again, I cannot drop you until you hit 2 absences, okay? So, information about dropping or withdrawing from the class can be found at the website provided here. Know your drop deadline and refund schedule. Until a student is officially withdrawn by the instructor or through the registrar, the student remains in the class roll and may receive a grade of F in the course. So once again, don't get into the position where, you're not talking to me and, I think that you're still participating and then we miss the drop deadline and then you're stuck, okay? So make sure to go in on that. Now, late work. I will only accept late work for 1 additional class session. If you are missing your work from a Monday, Tuesday session, I will accept it the following Wednesday, Thursday, or vice versa, depending. However, I understand that certain circumstances may warrant additional time. These situations might include things like prolonged illness, family tragedies, etc. If you should find yourself in such a situation, please do not hesitate to contact me once again so that we might come to some kind of arrangement for the makeup of your missed coursework. If you are in a situation where prolonged absences have been accrued, I ask that you please provide me with a doctor's notes or some other form of proof of your absence from the course. Any and all discussions along these lines are strictly confidential and between you and me, okay? So no one's ever going to know about it except for the 2 of us, all right? So once again, if you're late, I will accept it the day after it was due. However, after that, I'm not going to accept it anymore, okay? Unless you talk to me and we come to some arrangement about it, all right? So once again, don't hesitate to contact me, all right? Now, below the late work policy on our syllabuses, you will also see a list of important dates. So here we can see the important dates for drawing 1. So I have not only the tuition refund dates, the course drop deadline, and our assignment due dates. You'll also notice that some of the assignments also have the project moniker. These are the assignments that are going to be worth more. You'll have more time to work on them, etc. Okay, so that's the drawing 1 ones. Here you can see the drawing 2. Once again, we have the refund dates, drop deadline, the project deadlines, as well as your outside project and our final deadline and everything like that. Okay. So once again, I know I'm covering both courses here at the same time. However, refer to your individual syllabus for your specific course info. So drawing 1, drawing 2, etc. Now, student accessibility to resources. Any student with a documented disability needing academic accommodations is required to contact the Student Accessibility Resources or SAR office located on each campus to schedule an appointment with the coordinator of SAR. All discussions are confidential. Because SAR accommodations may require early planning and are not provided retroactively, students are encouraged to contact SAR as early in the semester as possible. SAR is responsible for approving and coordinating all disability-related services. TCC professors will honor requests for accommodation when they are issued by SAR. So, once again, if you have any documented disabilities and you have SAR paperwork, send them to me in an email and I will try my best to make any and all accommodations for you, okay? I've had, several students with SAR paperwork in the past and they've all been successful. So, don't hesitate on that. Once again, it's all strictly confidential. Now that being said, unless if you don't give me SAR paperwork, I'm legally obliged to treat you like everyone else, okay? So you're not going to get special treatment or have, extended deadlines and things like that unless you send me your SAR paperwork. And once again, we're going to, based on what your paperwork says, that's going to determine what extra accommodations you get from me, okay? So make sure that if you have those, that paperwork, to just go ahead and send it to me, all right? Once again, it's all discussions on those lines are strictly confidential, and it's just between you and me. Now, below that, you'll see scholastic dishonesty. This doesn't really apply to our class so much, but it's just a good general principle. Students are responsible for adhering to the TCCD policy on scholastic dishonesty as stated in the online student handbook. Plagiarism of any kind will not be tolerated and will result in automatic failing of any assignments wherein it is found without exception. So once again, don't cheat, don't plagiarize. It's not that hard to not do that. Now, in addition to that, you'll also see resources. So in addition, or for additional information regarding all student handbook, academic calendar, course evaluations, attendance policies, scan skills, core competencies, etc., see the TCC website. I will also have links to many of these things on our Blackboard page as well, especially I'll have a link to the SAR office, to the attendance policy. I'll also have the official academic calendar for you guys with drop dates and all of that as well, and everything like that. So there will be an additional page of resources with links that I'll provide you. Now, classroom etiquette, once again, this kind of doesn't apply to us a whole lot considering we're not meeting in person, but generally speaking, it's good to know. Policies are based on the values of safety, courtesy, mutual respect, maintenance of an effective and supportive learning community, balancing group with individual needs, academic achievement, and the facilitation, creation, and presentation of art to a wider community. So, general principles. No guests, no children or animals. Once again, this is really for in-person, and we're not going to be on Zoom calls, so you don't need to worry about, someone walking by in the background of your video or anything. Obviously, there no, cell phones and all that won't be an issue or anything like that. But this course may contain content that may include nudity, profanity, and depictions of violence or sexual content. We will be viewing and discussing artworks concerning politics, religion, etc. However, honest and respectful discussion is expected. If you have concerns, please talk to me. Once again, we're not really going to be looking at a lot of this. This is just kind of a general statement I place in here for most of my classes, just in case we reference an artwork that has this in it and everything like that. But just generally speaking, I'm not going to show you anything too crazy and or anything like that. It's nothing that you hadn't seen a million times already. Now, that being said, another just in terms of etiquette and general principles, this really plays into like our discussion boards. I'm going to ask that you post photographs of your finished drawings to the discussion board so that we can get, feedback from one another. But I expect, and I cannot take this, lightly, and I have to drive this home. Like, I expect honest discussion, but I also expect respectful discussion. If I see any of you making disparaging comments, hateful comments, anything like that on the discussion board, I will automatically fail you without question. This is college. You are adults. You know how to behave like adults. I will not accept any of that, okay? So once again, if I catch you making mean-spirited or hateful comments on the discussion boards, I will automatically fail you, okay? And I will probably have you removed from the class as well. So once again, you know how to act like an adult. You know how to behave respectfully. That's what I expect, okay? Now, below that, you will also find the list of course materials. On each one of your syllabuses, it has the course materials specifically for each course. But I do want to, kind of just state really quick that you don't need a textbook for this class. The, supplies are your kind of textbook in this sense. But I also want to note that, you might need to buy additional supplies throughout the course of the semester. This would largely be if you just run through it too quickly. This is a kind of short 8-week class, so hopefully that won't be too big of an issue. Now, I'm not going to go through the supply list because I have a separate video for you in which I go through the supplies in depth. I talk about alternatives or ways to go about getting them a little bit more cheaply if you're a little hard on money and everything like that. But once again, I would like to encourage you, if you have any questions whatsoever about the supplies or anything in the syllabus, please, 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 please do not hesitate to ask me, okay? Just send me an email. I'm not a scary guy. I'm not going to give you a mean-spirited response or anything like that. Just ask, okay? It's not that big of a deal, all right? Now, that being said, in addition to the supply list on the syllabus, I also have it as a separate document that you can download from our Blackboard page and everything like that. But, generally speaking, if you go through, you'll see I've also got a list of places where you can acquire these materials, not only in person, but online, and then I also have a list that that have stars that indicate what you actually need, like what you will absolutely need, as well as optional materials and things like that. Now, in addition to that, you're also going to probably need some still life objects and a piece of fabric to use as a background for your still life. So those are all going to be optional. Once again, I talk about them in the video over the supplies, and they're also listed on the syllabus as well, okay? So once again, thanks for joining me here. Make sure that you download the syllabus and look over your Drawing 1 or Drawing 2 specific elements within the syllabus itself. Make sure you go and watch the supply video and get your supplies as soon as possible. From there, you'll also find an introduction assignment on the Start Here section of our Blackboard page. You don't need anything special. All you'll really need is a number 2 pencil and a piece of paper to start while you get your supplies going and everything like that, okay? Once again, if you have any questions whatsoever, please don't hesitate to ask me. I'd be more than happy to help you out with anything that I can. If you have the SAR paperwork, get it to me as soon as possible. I'll try to make any and all accommodations there, and we'll try to work through that, okay? So until next time, thanks for joining me.